Kids and cadets, welcome back to Tommy Time. Appreciate you coming out. Hopefully you're having a good week fixing stuff, shaking it and baking it. So I was messing with some equipment today. SUV pulled up and I recognized the guy. I sold this mower a few years ago. He said, well, the handle rusted off. It still runs. It still has my sticker on it with the price. His wife was driving. He jumped out and unloaded this. He said, we're going to go pick up a mower from my son's house. It's not running. We want to see if you can get that machine running and you can have this one. So I says, yeah, we can work something out. So kind of excited about this. Not that I can sell it as a complete unit. I want the engine for another baby 20. That's a 300E. So this is what I got that they want me to work on. It's a 2010, April of 2010. I'll put that down below. Just a 20-inch WeedEater. So I asked them what the deal was. They weren't sure. So I looked at the bail bar. Bail bar was on backwards, and the brake control cable was stiff. So I oiled this thing up, broke that free, added a little bit of oil. So not a bad looking machine. I've already oiled up the adjusters. So we got the model 9611 400 1411. The bill date 3rd month 18th day of 2011 is what they're calling the body. Up here the engine saying 4th month 2010. So I looked in the tank to see if it was all orange juice. There's a little bit of debris down there. It's not rusty and crusty. So the first thing I'm going to do is just do a diaphragm swap out. That's most likely what it is. I'm hoping, but that's where I'm going to start. I told him I could get this thing wrapped up for him. I asked them if they wanted a loaner, and they said no. If you can get it done today, we don't need a loaner. So I have the diaphragm kit in stock. So I think this thing was taken care of. Looking at the filter, it's got the OEM Briggs stamp on the filter, and not terribly dirty. So let's should we take the recoil off and kind of blow that off? What do you think? Yeah, let's do that. It's got 310s. This is a 3-holer on the recoil. Older machine. Pulse Prime. So I think I overdid it yesterday. I cut my neighbor's grass at 430, heat index of 100. I probably shouldn't have done that. It beat me with a small club. So woke up not feeling the best. Okay, this thing's Got a visitor. You missed him. Cockroach. Oh, there he goes. Cockroachy. So they must have stored this inside. So looks pretty good as far as deck integrity. So I'm going to blast some of this out, help it cool a little bit better. Maybe tighten down the intake. I've already done the head bolts. They were tight. So let's start. Grab my air hose. Oh, cockroach just hightailed it. We've got a daddy long leg spider. Okay, that's that. I'll oil up the recoil before I put it back on. So it's cobwebs this thing was sitting. Okay, 13 here and 10 in the front of the tank. Let me get those off. We'll put it on my $2 4-foot table. Got that from a scrapper. Saw a scrapper today drive by. He had a trailer with a bunch of bikes on it, pickup truck hauling it. So I jumped in my CRV and tried to catch up to him. He must have been on the way to a fire because he was fast. I couldn't catch him. Trying to make a new connection. Okay, so here we go. I'll blast some air behind the tin. I'll do that. Daddy long legs. Air-cooled engine, you want to make sure the fins are free of debris. Let's move you thither. So Phillips to take off the carb from the tank. Let me do a little more blasty blast. Get rid of some of this grease. So since the tank is rust free, I don't have to use my apple cider vinegar treatment to get rid of the rust. I can just blast that old gas out and keep plowing. Bulb looks okay. I'm not going to replace that. I'm just going to do the diaphragm kit. Well, let's see what it looks like. That's the only issue I see with these is the rubber gasket dries out, doesn't pump fuel. Too bad Harvey, the homeowner, can't rectify these type mowers. They're just so simple to rectify. I know some of you don't like them. They leak oil, etc., is your complaint. Okay. Yeah. So dry and distorted, or more distorted than dry. Okay, a little bit of debris down in the pickup chamber. I'm going to try to save the paper gasket so I can do my sandwich and clean out what's down in there. Now's a good time to clean it out with the carb off. I blast air in here, let it pour out here, blast air here, turn it upside down and let it come out of there, because the tank here has got a little lip all the way around, keeping the fuel down. So gasket isn't terribly old, the paper gasket. And they always end up separating right here and taking in outside air. So that's why it's a good reason to double gasket it. This is a known issue. There's a big distance here between the screw holes. So it always separates in this area. The other thing you can do is take an awl and scratch the aluminum so the gasket has something to grab onto. That's another method of curing this issue. So I can save the paper gasket. We'll reuse that. So I got an empty can here. I'm just going to get as much gas out of here as I can. That was a good pour there. Now I'm going to go to the hole here and just do a little twisty twist, shake and bake, back and forth. So I had a city worker stop this morning. He had stopped maybe a month ago. I had a nice Turo, newer machine for $300, and he really liked it. So he stopped and said, "You still got it?" And I had sold it. Somebody bought it for $300, and I said, "No, but I have older Turos. I don't have any Vortexes." So you sleep, you lose. So we'll work on the tank and then I'll shift over to the carb. It's kind of loosening up the debris. Let me blast that out. Start blasting the tank out. Okay, that worked good. I got all of it. Okay, where's my can? Okay, that's dry. Looks perfect. Nice. Super nice and clean. So I'll pop all the screws off. Just kind of work the outside of this. Move that tank over so I'm not putting debris in it. Screw one to stay on. Okay, how does the screen look from the outside? It looks pretty darn clean. Should we pop the jet? Why not? So in order to get that off, we got to take the brass wafer, and I use a pair of needle nose, and then I can put a flat head in and pop the plastic jet out. So I don't think there's anything blocking it, but I'll show you guys how to do it. I think whoever had this did an excellent job of maintaining it. And so let's pull out the brass wafer. Okay. These are kind of worn out. Those are my favorite. The orange handle. I got a hair straight. There we go. Set that there. Pull up my stem. Make sure when you're putting it back, it goes like this. One tab on either side of the centerpiece. Don't install it like that, or you'll have problems. Okay, just take any old thing. What can I use? Here's a flathead. Push down. Like so. There we go. So I recommend you take these off because debris can find its way down here. Plug that up. Not so much here on the pickup, but I've seen crapola up in here. So since we don't have to do anything to that, we just push that down all the way until it clicks. like so. Put my stem down. And brass wafer goes in. The two notches face out. Single notch is what you're pushing through the stem. Check movement, free and clear. Okay, I'm happy. Get the tank here. Open up my new kit. Grab a razor instead of my taser. So what we're going to do, I'm going to put my new paper gasket down first. The new rubber gasket and the used one on top. Something like that. Okay. Kind of fiddle with all those until I try to get one lined up. Push the screw down and then do some more fiddling. Once you can get two, whoops, glad you told me. Filter. You don't want to skip that. Thanks for catching that. So this is just going to be a quick turnaround. I'll move on to that silver deck, and I'm going to take pictures of that Troy built pressure washer. That turned out to be a good $20 deal. Had the tips, the wand, the hose. So I'm just tightening these, just hand tight, to get them all relatively even. Then I'm going to start my crisscross applesauce. So I'll start here, give it a little snug, go opposite corner, a little snug back up here to the front, snuggy wuggy back here in the corner, snug, and then the middle one. Okay, snug. Start over again. This corner, a little more of a snug and a bug. Come back here, a little bit more, quarter turn here, quarter, and final pass. Little more, little more, little more. Okay, I'm happy. That's even. Let's pour some highly flammable liquid in. We'll bench test it, which I always forget to do, but not today. I'm on top of it. Staying hydrated and keeping my brain motivated. So since these were good customers, I think what I'll do is just take the silver deck in, give them this WeedEater, like even Steven, because I can make money on that engine on a better deck. Okay, 1 prime, 2, 3, 4. We're pushing air 5. It started to squirt, so we got a strong squirt out of that. This is tight. No leaks. I think we're ready to rock and roll after I gotta hydrate. Okay, that was good. Okay, my O-ring and keeper are in place. Put my linkage, breather tube elbow. Okay, get that started. Here's my piece of sheet metal spacer. Get that lined up. 13 millimeter, just hand start it. And the 10 for the tank, get that started. Everything moving, springs are in place. I don't have to mess with anything up here. I don't see any rust on the flywheel. Okay, let's keep going. Grab my 13. Okay, just snug that, and we'll keep going with the 10 on the tank. Rat-a-tat-tat. Okay. That's good. I'm going to grab my oil can. Just put some oil on this. I look for the spring where it makes the 90, and I just squirt a couple of squirts in there. Let the oil go down and coat the recoil spring. And a little bit on the white pawls. This thing's in good shape. Okay, I'll put this back down. All right. Looking good. I'll put the 310s in. I kind of spun the blade when they were here after they unloaded just to see if it was locked up, and it blade looked fine, and it gave me a 360. So I'll probably go all out, sharpen the blade, and then change the oil. Oil was on the dark side. Dark side of the moon. Wasn't that Pink Floyd? Okay, so we got fuel in it. We just got to drop this green turd to the ground, green snot. Put it next to the silver one. Okay, what else? Oh, let's install the cable. Okay, that clicked. Let me put the cable to the bail bar. Let's see how free and clear it is. It's doing pretty good. Better than it was. I couldn't even budget before. And it's not grinding, so I'm somewhat happy. Let's drop it. Hang on, ducky. Exact same style deck as the silver one. So what year is the silver one? 2014, so they really use that deck style a long time. Prime it one more time and pull. Oh, I thought it was going to be a one pull Annie. You guys should have taken your bets. I should have told you. Time to bet. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. It's got a new RJ19 Lima mic plug. Just because it hasn't run in a while. Should be enough fuel. Looks like a quarter tank. And we were priming, so I know there's enough for it to pick up. What did I forget? This thing's acting stubborn. Sometimes when you think it's going to be easy peasy, it's not. Yep, squirting. That's working. Is the timing off? Did they hit something? I can smell gas. You saw some dust fall off of the plug there. I thought it might be corrosion, but not enough to make a difference. Okay, I'm going to take the plug off and check that. It's acting sporadic. I've had it. I'm going to have to move you in the shade. You're not going to last like that. Really carbony. This thing was running rich. Let me pull you back. Let me wire brush this and get a clip for the bail bar so I can test spark. But it fired off. Okay, so I'm gonna tie up the bail bar. Okay, I got a piece of wire to do that. Okay, so that's tied up. Okay, put it on the muffler, ground it out here. Okay, we got spark. So let me just pull this a few times without the plug. Here I was saying such good things about you, WeedEater 20. And now you sent me down a rabbit hole. Okay. I'm confident that the air filter's not blocking. It's still priming. Okay. Let's pull on it. So I guess that's what it was. Carbon buildup on the plug wire, brushed it, and we're in business. Let me just pull on it again here to confirm. Okay, excellent. With the engine warm, I'm going to do my oil change and then inspect the blade, touch that up. So I'm happy. I'm happy that worked out. You guys have a good day. I always appreciate you coming out and checking out my channel, looking at this junk on 4 wheels. Any questions, complaints, concerns, criticisms, Tommy, time at Yahoo. I enjoy hearing from you, what you've been working on, what you want to work on, etc., etc. So, success here. Got a little worried there when it wouldn't fire off, but we did a little deeper dive. Pluggy Wuggy was giving us an issue, so I'm going to hydrate some more and go on to the next project. Thanks. Thanks for staying around. I know it's a long video. Sometimes it's like that. Adios, amigos. Tip your waitress and waitstaff.